Cruise chat for the day. We just finished up a live on our train channel, so if you haven't seen that but want to go see that, you can do that a little later on. But on this channel, we are talking all about cruises.
Yes, and we actually just got off the MSC Seascape transatlantic cruise repositioning. Came over from Italy. We spent 17 days on that one, and that was actually a really fun adventure. If you haven't already seen our videos here on the channel about that one, make sure you go check that out. But we also, while we were on the MSC Seascape transatlantic cruise, we booked two more.
Yeah, two more transatlantic
while
cruises.
we were on there.
Not just cruises, two more transatlantic cruises, which is going to be crazy because we're going to go basically across the Atlantic this way and then right back.
And then turn around and come right
across the
back.
Atlantic that way. So we're going to be on cruise ships for a month doing that. Good afternoon from New York City. Hey, good afternoon.
Yes.
We're in Edmonton. We were in
Yes.
New York City about a week
were.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
now,
seems like a month ago.
Yeah, now we're
But
in
it wasn't that
Edmonton.
long ago.
But welcome. Yeah, so we booked two cruises. So for the whole month of May, we are going to be in the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
One's going east and then one's coming back west before we decide what to do with ourselves after that. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about the MSC cruise we just did and the Carnival one we have coming up. Hello from Indiana. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Kind of give people a little taste of, because that seems to be a little bit of what people are deciding between. Looking at a Carnival cruise versus an MSC cruise, kind of trying to determine which one will be better. They're kind of priced similarly. MSC may actually be even a little cheaper right now than Carnival,
Right.
which kind of surprised me. But what do you think the big differences are between MSC and Carnival?
Well, I think probably the major difference between them is the consistency of service.
Yeah.
With Carnival, you can count on the consistency of service across the board on pretty much every ship. And on MSC, it's going to be a little different depending on which ship you're on.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And if you're joining us here, go ahead and feel free to ask your questions.
Yes.
On cruising, anything related to cruising. It doesn't have to be just on MSC
Just
or
a
Carnival.
cruise chat, but yeah.
But yeah, and I think the other thing for MSC and Carnival is the food quality. I was expecting the food quality to be pretty similar, but I think what I've found is that the MSC is one notch below Carnival.
Yes.
Now that's to say I do like Carnival's food though, so maybe people don't, but I tend to really like the Guy's Burger Bar and especially Shaq's Chicken.
Yeah, and I think that is a big difference between them, is that on MSC ships, you have just the choices for as far as complimentary food, you have just to choose from the dining room and the buffet. There are no other complimentary dining areas on MSC ships like on Carnival. You mentioned, there's Shaq's Big Chicken, there's Guy's Burger Bar, there's several other places to go and eat. While on MSC, you don't have those options.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty big difference between those.
Yeah, that makes it tough. But I think a lot of people, when they're looking at MSC, you're really looking at it for the price. Because anytime I'm looking for a cruise and I sort them by price, the first 10 ships are all MSC because they are so inexpensive. And even a couple other things we learned inexpensively was MSC in our last cruise, the tips, they only did $10 per person per day, which was way cheaper than some of the other lines we're doing right now.
Yeah, and some of them are actually raising that as opposed to lowering it.
Yeah. So we thought MSC was a pretty good value, and we had a really good time on the cruise. It wouldn't be the one I would pick to do every single time, but if you're looking for and needing something that's inexpensive and just kind of to take up a week, then that's kind of where we choose it. If we have only 1 week to spend and money isn't as big of an issue, I would probably choose Carnival over MSC.
Yeah, I agree.
Because what do you think about the Mardi Gras versus the Seascape?
Ooh, huh. Well, the other thing too I found on the Carnival cruise ships is there are also more places, more public spaces to hang out throughout the day as well.
Yeah.
I think they're more limited on the MSC ships that we've been on, a couple of them, and the spaces seemed more limited, whereas I feel like there's a lot more public spaces on the Carnival ships to enjoy for everybody, you know, places to go hang out or just sit and read or, you know, work on your computer or whatever.
Yeah, I am interested to know if any of you have been on MSC or Carnival. What were your thoughts on those? Let us know here in the chat or leave us a comment if you're watching this afterwards so we can know if you had the same experience we did, because we have heard a lot of differing experiences with MSC. And we do have a lot of friends that travel, and their experiences are basically all over the board, from pretty good to disastrous.
Yeah.
And it really has just depended on the cruise and how old the ship is,
Yes.
and what itinerary they're doing, because things really change often on MSC, and it really does make a big difference.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we're also trying to figure out is we have a week in May where we have free time. We're going to be in Florida, and we're going to try to
Florida.
we're going to try to do 2 cruises. So we can either do the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady and a Disney cruise, or we can do Carnival and Royal Caribbean. So we're trying to decide between those, and we're not really sure which way to go. We've looked at it.
We can't make up our mind. We just keep going back and forth on, you know, what we want to do. The itineraries, are not that different among them. They're all places basically we've been to, so we're up for any of it. It's all good.
Yeah, Team Reese Travels. That's a good insight there. They say they've sailed Carnival, Royal, and Disney is the favorite so far. If you don't mind me asking, I wonder why Disney was your favorite, because that's kind of what we're trying to decide between Disney or Royal Caribbean for this little time frame we have.
Week.
And of course, the Disney is going to be more expensive, so that does factor into it a little bit. If the price was the same, we would probably obviously just take
And
the Disney.
the Virgin Voyage ship is also going to be a little bit more pricey as well.
It's going to be a lot more pricey than the Carnival one.
Yeah.
So it's basically double the price to do the Virgin and the Disney versus Royal Caribbean and Carnival. And we're just not sure if that's worth it, if that's where we want to spend our money, or save that extra money. Deborah is on the Carnival celebration. Wow, are you on that right now? That's awesome. We just had some friends do that one.
Yeah, they actually came over on the maiden voyage.
Yeah, and we heard it was pretty similar to the Mardi Gras. So I wonder if that's been your experience. I don't know if you've been on
the
that
Mardi
one.
Gras, yeah.
But we love the Mardi Gras, so
Yeah.
I think we would love the
I wouldn't
Carnival
complain.
celebration. Yeah. I really am interested to hear how good the celebration is, because that's one that is on our radar. If you were doing an Alaskan cruise, which line would you use and why? Good question. For us, it would pretty much come down to price, I think, for the most part. We do, though, if the price was anywhere similar, we do like Norwegian. And I think that's who we would choose if it was closer. Unfortunately, right now, their prices are the highest, it seems like. Although,
they did a little price hike in order to change some things on their line.
Yeah, we love them. And the reason that we love NCL is because their thermal suites seem to be the best of all of them. And so if I was on an Alaskan cruise, I think that's definitely something we would do, because a lot of the days aren't port intensive. It might be like sailing through the glacier, and then you're not really getting off the ship, and then you might have a little extra time to do the thermal suite. The other thing for an Alaskan cruise is I would definitely try to get a balcony.
Yes.
And so some cruises have more balconies and have cheaper balconies than others. I would look for the line that had the cheapest balcony. Because it's not so much about seasickness as it is seeing stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that wasn't really an issue. I had absolutely zero problems with seasickness at all on our Alaskan cruise. It was really nice though to just be able to stay in your pajamas and sit on the balcony and enjoy the gorgeous views. We did ours and it went up the inside passage, and it was really amazing. It was really good.
Hey, Pablo's here.
Pablo. Pablo was the one we were just saying was on the celebration. They just came over on the maiden voyage. So.
Yeah. So we met Pablo on the
Pablo and Brett.
And Brett on the Mardi Gras.
Yes.
And had a great time with them. He says he highly recommends the Norwegian Prima, amazing ship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I've
on
been
our
seeing
radar,
your
too.
pictures on Instagram, Pablo, and I was thinking that. I almost showed them to Rob and said, "What do you think about this?"
Yeah.
Because we love NCL so much.
We're highly jealous over the Prima.
We
because
are.
That does look like it's just a whole new class of ship, like one of the most luxurious ships out there. Let's see, Team Reese Travel says Disney's service is top notch and the entertainment is phenomenal. That's the reason for picking them. And that is something that we do want to try, and that is factoring into our decision.
Yeah. Hello from somebody's watching from Chile. That's awesome,
Wow.
Mario. Thanks for joining.
We were just looking at Chile. We want
Pablo
to go
says
there.
he'll come with us.
Wow.
All right.
On which one?
I don't know which one,
Any of
Pablo.
them.
Any cruise? Because I'm all for it. Pablo and Brett are a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you meet people on the ship that you really get to know and like it makes it even more fun.
Yeah. Deborah is on the celebration right now. That is awesome. Ooh, and the entertainment is great also. I always love it when a ship has good entertainment, and that's another great kind of point towards Carnival over MSC is that the entertainment on the Carnival ships is always so fun.
Yeah. The entertainment on the MSC Seascape, which is a brand new ship, was pretty underwhelming. I'll say, if we're being honest with it, it was underwhelming.
Yeah. And I part of that, I'll let them slide a little bit. Part of that was because it was a transatlantic cruise, and they don't have huge groups as performances. It's more smaller ensembles, like an individual or maybe two people, over having a huge cast doing performances. These are smaller options.
You'll also find a much more international audience on MSC cruises. And one of the things that they did was there were a lot of people who spoke Spanish on the cruise, so some of the entertainers were doing their show in both Spanish and English at the same time. So it kind of, they would, if they were telling a joke, they would tell it in English, then they would tell the same joke in Spanish. And so their timing was kind of a little
You're like
bit off.
kind of left hanging. Okay, here comes the rest. There it is.
So,
I mean, not for me, but for Rob.
yeah, you heard every joke twice.
I heard all the jokes 2 times. Somehow I managed to laugh both times, though.
Yeah, they were. That was the first time I'd ever seen something like that done. So,
yeah, it was kind of cool, but hard if you only speak one of the languages that they're translating to.
yeah, we Pablo. So what's been your favorite cruise you've done this year? Is it the Prima? Because that's one that.
Yeah, which I guess Prima or Celebration, because you've been on both. I would like to know that. And yes, I will let you know, Pablo, what we're going on so we can team up and maybe ride together.
So one interesting one that we booked was we've booked we're going to be on the Carnival Venezia.
Yes.
Which is going to be the transatlantic from, I guess it's going from Barcelona to New York.
To New York.
This May. And that's going to be a really interesting ship because it's not a brand new build, but it's a retrofit of an old Costa ship. And it'll be interesting to see how they turn that ship into being Carnival's brand. I've already seen a few pictures of it, and I feel like it's going to be
It looks
nice.
absolutely incredible. It kind of gave me the feel of like if you've been to the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas, kind of gives me that feel. And I think it's going to be really amazing. So we're really excited. Pablo, yes, if you want to go on the Venezia, we're going to be there. So sign up.
The Carnival Venezia is a pretty good price for the transatlantic crossing. I think we paid. What did we pay for that? I think we paid $1,700
for a balcony.
For the balcony for 2 people.
Yeah.
And it's like 15, 16, 17
yeah,
nights.
something like that.
One of those.
15, 16, or 17. I don't remember.
Yeah. So
and it's got some great ports that are different than the ones that we did the last time, and are different than the ports that we're doing on. We're also doing a Holland America cruise. Is the other transatlantic we're doing from the U.S. to Europe, and then coming back, we'll bring the Venezia home.
Yeah.
To New York.
On the way there, we're doing the Holland America's Zwieterdam.
Zwieterdam,
which is an older ship. I wonder if anyone's been on that. But it's an older, smaller ship, and be our first time.
And we're actually doing an inside room on that one, and
Yeah.
this will be our first time in an inside room, so that should be interesting on a transatlantic. We just wanted to try it out and see. A lot of people said this particular room that we booked was a really good one to get, so I guess we'll let you know how that goes when we're on that one this next year.
Yeah, on the MSC Seascape, we had booked a balcony to kind of help with seasickness, and it didn't really help at all. So,
No.
when the seas were rough,
pretty
it was
big
just like,
waves,
it's just rough all the way around. So on the Zwieterdam, we were like, well, the balcony didn't help at all. So
what's the difference?
What's the difference? Let's just take the inside one. And so that's what we're gonna try that now and see.
We'll see.
On the Venezia coming home, we do have the balcony, so we'll see.
We'll test the difference back to back.
We'll be transatlantic experts by June and know which one.
And we do have some great videos coming up here on the channel as well, with more information on MSC. I know a lot of people are really curious about it, and just really want to break that down for people so you know kind of what to expect and what your options are with them, and how to save some extra money, all those different kinds of things. And then, we'll be doing videos also about transatlantic cruises or repositioning cruises, and some options there as well, because there are a lot of people who are interested in doing those, that try to do those as much as they can. And I've seen people even do around the world, going from repositioning to repositioning.
Yeah, I'm trying to string together going around the world on a cruise.
Your own world cruise.
My own world cruise.
He is.
Where
He's trying to make his own.
Yeah, trying to make my own. So we're getting pretty close, except for this time we got to Europe, but then we're coming right back.
Yes.
So we need to do it where we get to Europe and then keep going on.
Keep going.
Yeah. So that'll be a dream for us, though.
All right. So, any other questions before we take off here about MSC and Carnival, or just cruising in general? You got anything else you want to share?
Yeah. Well, our daughter is on a flight right now here. We're in Edmonton right now, and it is -4 degrees outside. So we are looking forward to our next cruise.
She's leaving. She's committed to seeing us because she's leaving LA to come to Edmonton.
And our next cruise is out of LA. It's on the Carnival Radiance.
Yes.
And it's a short one. Short but sweet.
Yep, we're looking forward to that one because this will actually be our first cruise out of California. We've not done one from a California port. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like leaving from Long Beach.
Yeah, leaving from there and just having, going down to Mexico. We've not been to that side of Mexico on a cruise. Let's see. I'm saying MSC Seascape in January was curious how the vegetarian food options were.
Well, they have a whole separate menu for vegetarian, and in the buffet they did do a good job of marking the vegetarian options. But in the dining room, it's actually a separate menu. Although they do on the regular menu have vegetarian options, but they have a whole separate vegetarian menu that they will bring you. You just let them know on the first day, let your waiter know, and each night they will bring you the vegetarian only menu.
Yeah. Pablo wants to know how does it feel to be home? Weird?
It does still feel weird. Yes. One of the things that we had a hard time getting used to, and we always do, especially when we're traveling in countries that drive on the opposite side than we do. We have been for a while, specifically in Asia. We got back here and we were trying to walk around in New York City and we were looking the wrong direction. I tried to save Rob from getting hit by cars a couple times, looking the wrong way. So that was a little bit weird. And just the other one is just understanding every conversation around you. It feels almost like voices in your head. That sounds kind of weird, but that's just the way it is. Because when you're traveling abroad, especially like, in a place where you don't know the language, and it doesn't mean anything to you, so it's just background noise. But when you're back in a place where they speak your language, it's a lot harder because it's just like you can hear everything. Yeah,
you understand everything. All right, let's see. For MSC Cruises, do you still need to sign the waiver in the cruise to use the water slides? Yeah, we did see people signing the waiver.
You do.
And they're on the Seascape, the water slides are pretty big.
Yeah.
So they looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the ones on the Seascape were really wild. They have 5 different ones. They have the real big one, the brown one off the side. If you haven't seen our tour of the MSC Seascape, check that one out because I put all of them in there. Then there's the Pirates Cove Water Park, and that's not just a kids area. That's actually for everyone. You can use the slides there. And then there's the 3 other big slides, or the 4 big slides. You go up the stairs and you use that area to get onto the slides, and then I guess they ask you or you tell them if you want to go fast or not, and they suggest which slide you could go on.
Yeah, and there is a height restriction. You have to be a certain height to go on it.
Yeah, because you could get stuck in there if you're not big enough.
Oh, Pablo says he'll see us on board the Venezia.
Okay,
that's good.
All right. We've got Pablo to commit. Anybody else want to ride?
Yeah, hop on board the Venezia, the inaugural sailing.
Just get to Barcelona and we'll all hop on together. That would be super fun. Barcelona is awesome, by the way. So
yeah.
We've actually been a couple times this year.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're going to wrap it up there because our daughter's about to arrive. And we're going to start celebrating Christmas. Yes. So wish you all a good week here. It's our birthday week first.
So we're celebrating our birthdays first. Yeah, it's a super festive week at our house because my birthday's on the 21st and his birthday's on the 22nd, and this year's a special birthday for him. He's actually going to turn 50 this year, so yay, happy birthday.
So, we can teach more Spanish to Brett and Rob. Yeah, well,
yes,
I'm
we're going to put them on
the
fast track to more Spanish.
Yeah, I'm going to have an advantage. I'm going to be with her mom for a little while. So I'll be speaking Spanish.
All right, guys. So we're going to try to do these a little bit more regularly. So make sure you guys are tuning in. We're going to try to do them as much as we can on Sundays about this time. So hopefully we will catch you guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you can turn on notifications and it'll notify you of when we're doing lives also, so you can chime in there fairly quickly. We hope you guys have a super day. Have a great Christmas if you're celebrating that this week. And thank you everybody for the happy wishes and for the happy birthdays. We'll see you guys on our next live.